passing.
Authorities in Nye County have not yet determined what caused the death of nationally syndicated talk radio host Art Bell, the king of late night.
Bell died at his home in PAHRUMP last Friday at the age of 72. True to the conspiracy tone of his programs, there are some now wild stories floating around his death. The I-Team's George Knapp knew Bell for almost 30 years and is here now with more tonight.
One national news outlet, I think it was the Washington Post, referred to Art Bell as the mysterious navigator of the American nightscape, and so he was. His late-night radio career started here in Las Vegas and blossomed into a syndicated network of hundreds of stations. Many of the programs focused on the weird and conspiratorial, so it's not entirely unexpected that some of his legions of followers might speculate about the cause of death with unsupported theories, including everything from murder to suicide to a hoax. From what we have heard, there were no signs of foul play at his home in PAHRUMP. The cause of death has not yet been determined and may not be known until toxicology tests are returned, and sometimes that can take weeks. Bell retired from the air a few times, but always returned, including back in 2013 when he agreed to host a show on satellite radio. He gave only on-camera interview at that time, and I shared some of his press clippings with him to hear his reaction.
His greatest achievement is to make the utterly juvenile completely captivating.
The utterly juvenile. I don't think it's utterly juvenile. Questions like life after death and where we go and what happens to us, these are not juvenile questions. Some of them may well be. I mean, face facts. Some of what I do is flat out entertainment. I've never hidden that fact. Some of it is hard science, and I leave it up to the audience to decide which is which.
It's more fun to be weird than right, more fun to wonder than to know. Do you think that's someone speculating about what goes on in your head?
I think that being weird is okay and being right is important. I guess you could say I'm rightly weird.
At his peak, his show, Coast to Coast AM, had 12 to 15 million listeners per week and covered much more than UFOs and the paranormal. As a matter of disclosure, I was a colleague of Art's at different times over the years and still fill in on that show on some weekends. Nye County, by the way, relies on the Clark County coroner to handle these kinds of inquiries. We've been calling him twice a day since Monday. There is, as yet, no official cause of death. The news story we produced back in 2013 is being posted to our website if you want to hear more from Art Bell.
You said he was a bit of a recluse, too, right?
Well, he was an introvert.
Yeah.
He, you know, he kept to himself, kind of. He and his family lived out there in PAHRUMP, and it was weird for a guy who has such a national reputation. But yeah, he was kept to himself.
Any health issues?
He was a smoker for a long time. He had COPD. I think the last time I saw him, he was smoking. He was vaping, not smoking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I know he's a friend of yours. Thanks for bringing that, George.
Sure.